Welcome back to the TWSN YouTube channel. We are continuing our NFL draft countdown with our team-specific 7-round mock drafts. And today we have the 49ers. And as you can't tell, the 49ers don't pick until 99 and then have a crap ton of picks, 11 total in the late rounds. I think we all know how close the 49ers are. We all know their quarterback situation is also a little interesting. I think that with all 11 of these picks, with the first one being at 99, there's a good chance you're going to see some movement by them one way or the other. They're probably going to try to maybe trade some picks for players, maybe package some picks to move up to get players they specifically want. But at the end of the day, the 49ers always have a bunch of comp picks. That's no different here. You know, they've been very aggressive in the last few off seasons, trade deadlines, whatever. That's why they do not pick until 99. Which it doesn't come until the third round, maybe even I think it's the comp territory in the third round. But regardless, they still have a lot of picks to work with, so there's still plenty of good ways you can build your team. And I know it's a mock draft simulator, so we're gonna have to try to be a little flexible, a little different with it because they do have so many picks, but they're super late. They're all pretty close to one another. It's gonna be very interesting. And for them, I mean, if Jordan Battle's there at 99, very easy way to start it off. I think that safety is probably their biggest need, as the board would agree. Their secondary is one of their biggest needs in general, and I think that Jordan Battle is a phenomenal way to start that off. I like Sidney Brown, but he's a little bit similar to Hufanga, who they already have. I think Battle's your more traditional safety, move around a little bit more. And they just, like I said, Brown might be a little better to some, but he's just too similar to what they already have to me. So now we have back-to-back picks already. We're going to look in the cornerback room. If he is here, Garrett Williams, I don't know how likely it is he will be here. But you never really know. This third-round comp picks is a good shot to take some of these falling players that have fallen due to injury like Garrett Williams is. And I really think they could really go out and immediately get another corner. I think Travis Hodgins-Tomlinson is a guy that can kind of fit what the 49ers like to do. Yeah, he's smaller. But he's just a good corner, and I think the 49ers just need that in general. Control Clark's a good, more traditional slot corner. And then Corey Trice, he's been a bit of a riser of late. Your big body, fast, lengthy corner. Eli Rex is your solid prospect from Alabama. Because you pick a 102 and you don't pick again until 155. So that's where the question comes. So I think because of that, I am going to go corner. I'm going to go Travis Hodges-Tomlinson. I know he's a little bit undersized, but when you have the, start you have to the draft, you can take a guy like on a shot, a guy that could just be a slot corner. He provides some positional flexibility, not necessarily positional flexibility, but inside outside versatility. You already drafted a corner, you already drafted a safety. You kind of have your biggest needs right out of the way if you're the 49ers, and when you pick as late as you do, it kind of is smart to get your needs out of the way as early as possible. And I think that, these three picks, while they were the biggest needs, you could really argue that they were near the top of the board for BPA as well. So now, I think the offensive line is going to be something they're always going to look at. That's what they always kind of like to do. So what direction do you really want to take? I think I'm going to go into this is kind of tough. I think that the interior, or Corey Trice is still here. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. I think that I don't know which one's the bigger need for me for them, a tackle or an interior offensive lineman. It's pretty tough. I think I'm gonna give them Alawami from Michigan here, just to give him a little more versatility. He's a guy that can play center and guard. Some of these tackles pretty much traditionally only play tackle, and I think the drop off might be a little harder on the interior than it is at some of this tackle range. And if you look at that, the tackles are still there. We're going to go ahead and give them Wanya Morris as well. Wanya Morris is a guy that can I think will end up going a lot earlier than some people think. I know Anton Harrison gets a lot of the hype from the Oklahoma tackles, and rightfully so. But Wanya Morris is a very good prospect as well that can move to both sides of the line as well. So I think Wanya Morris, who knows if he'll be here at 164, would be a home run pick if he is. Now, for the rest of the way, I think they have more of their biggest needs out. They have some depth in their needs. I think that it's going to be a lot of BPA, kind of what the 49ers like to do from here on out. We historically like to draft running backs in the late rounds. Maybe they don't do that this year because of, they have Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, and some of these guys. But there's a still real possibility that they decide to continue that trend just because that's how they got to where they are. So it's definitely possible. I think wide receiver, could kind of make some sense for them. But I want a guy. I mean, Parker Washington is a very good slot receiver. I'm gonna go ahead and take Parker Washington just because of the value there. Very easily the best receiver on the board. He's more of your traditional inside, slot receiver, which is great. He's very good. It's just BPA there for me. They needed a receiver a little bit. I would have liked maybe a receiver with a little more juice to his game. But Parker Washington is just a very solid receiver. For pick 173, that is very, very, very good. And we still have 5 picks to work with from pretty much the end of the 6th round and on. It's going to be very interesting to see how kind of this all folds out. And then I'm going to take a shot on a very athletic interior defensive lineman in Jalen Redmond. Kind of blew up after the combine, like I said, because he tested like an animal. Some to be desired on the on the film a little bit, but there's a lot to like. He's got the athletic testing when the 49ers can get their hands on a high upside defensive player. They seemingly always do that, and they seemingly always make them way better than they should be. And I think Jalen Redmond is one of those guys. The upside is so clearly there. So I think it makes a lot of sense to add a high upside interior offensive lineman. I think that they could, you could really argue. I'm going to give them Braden Willis here. And, he's not necessarily the tight end guy I was going to get, but it's weird because he's another guy that's very versatile. He can be a red zone quarterback for teams. He's a great lead blocker. He's great in space. He does a lot of things very well, and that kind of fits the vibe what the 49ers like to do. He can kind of go be a Kyle Juszczyk type of role. He can go be a traditional tight end role. He's a very versatile offensive weapon that the 49ers love, and there's not too many players in this draft that can truly do all the things Willis does. He can impact the game blocking as a fullback, as a tight end, whatever it is. He can get the ball in space. You can put him as your red zone quarterback and let him run power options and everything. And he just brings something to the game that the 49ers of all organizations seem to like more than any. I love the fit with Braden Willis in San Francisco. And I said I wanted some more juice in the receiving room, so let's go ahead and add them. Trey Tucker there. That's really all it is. They just need some more speed in that room, a guy that can provide something a little different, and I think that's exactly what he does. And then we're going to add some edge help maybe. I love Robert Beal. I think he's gone. These are my 2 favorite late-round edges. I think they're not going to go as late as some people may think. I'm going to go ahead and give him Robert Beal, just a super athletic edge rusher off the end. And since it's our pick again, I'm going to go ahead and give him DJ Johnson as well. Same thing I talked about with Jalen Redmond. When you have a high athletic upside pass rusher, 49ers tend to develop them nicely. Redmond, Beal, and Johnson all fit that description, and that's a very good way to round out this draft. I really do like what the 49ers did here. They didn't have a lot of early picks, but because of that, they hit their needs early, and they took advantage of value. All 3 of these picks are value picks, guys that could arguably may not even be here, but the card that's we were dealt here, they were. Battle William Tomlinson is a great way to immediately get younger and get better in their biggest weakness, which is probably in the secondary. Tomlinson's a little bit of a guy that can just be more versatile. You go to the Michigan interior offensive lineman, Alawami, a guy that can play multiple positions on the interior, be versatile, but has potential of being an NFL starter. Wanya Morris, same thing. Give you some left tackle, right tackle versatility. Can come in. Doesn't have to necessarily start right away. Can if you want him to. But again, can do a lot of different things. Parker Washington, great value pick. And then we already talked about our high upside edge rushers. Get some speed in the receiving game. And another versatile offensive weapon in Braden Willis. This is a very, very good draft for the San Francisco 49ers. Again, when you don't pick until pick 99, it's so extremely hard to predict, one, who's going to be there and how they're going to approach a draft. But obviously, this is how I would kind of approach it if I was the 49ers with the way this board fell. That's going to wrap up our team-specific San Francisco 49ers 7-round mock draft. A little bit difficult starting at 99, but it is what it is. The 49ers are going to continue to try to be one of the best teams in the NFL, and this draft is going to continue. They're going to need to hit in this draft again if they want to keep that up. But the NFL draft is getting closer and closer. It's almost here. We're officially in draft week. So if you want to stay up to date with all NFL draft news, rumors, trades, whatever it is, make sure you're following on all TWSN social media accounts. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here again on the TWSN YouTube channel soon.